Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Daily News in English. I'm your host, Emma.
And I'm Daniel. We are absolutely thrilled to have you with us today. Whether you're listening while commuting to work, doing the dishes, or hitting the gym, you are in the right place. This is where we bridge the gap between textbook English and the way people actually talk in the real world.
That's right. Today is a massive episode. We usually cover 3 stories, but today we have 5, and they are heavy hitters. We're talking about a medical breakthrough that sounds like science fiction, a military blunder involving a fitness app, the shifting plates of the global economy, some Tupperware drama in Mexico, and a huge announcement that I know is going to make Daniel lose his mind.
Oh, I'm already shaking, Emma. I've been checking my phone every 5 seconds since the news broke this morning. But we'll save the best, or at least the most musical, for last.
Before we jump into our first headline, remember, the goal here isn't to understand every single syllable. It's about immersion. If you hear a word you don't know, don't panic. Just keep listening for the context. We'll break down the tricky vocabulary at the very end.
Exactly. And if you're enjoying the show, please hit that subscribe button and leave us a review. It helps other English learners find us. All right, Emma, let's get into it. This first story out of Spain, it's emotional, it's controversial, and it's a medical first. What happened?
So let's talk about Carme. Carme is a woman from Spain who, until recently, felt like she had disappeared from the world. Her story started back in 2024 during a vacation in the Canary Islands. She got an insect bite, just a tiny, insignificant bug bite.
See, this is why I'm a city person, Emma. Nature is scary. But seriously, how does a bug bite lead to a face transplant?
It wasn't the bug itself, but the bacteria it carried, Streptococcus pyogenes. Most people know this as the bacteria that causes a simple sore throat. But in rare, aggressive cases, it becomes necrotizing fasciitis, the flesh-eating disease. It moved with terrifying speed, destroying the skin, the nerves, the muscle, and even the bone structure of her lower face.
I can't even imagine the trauma. One day you're on vacation, and the next, your life is completely unrecognizable.
Precisely. For 2 years, Carme couldn't eat solid food because her mouth wouldn't open. She had trouble breathing because her nasal passages were compromised. But the worst part was the social isolation. She stopped going out. She stopped looking in mirrors. That is, until the team at Valdebron Hospital in Barcelona stepped in.
Now, this is where it gets into Black Mirror territory, right? The donor wasn't an accident victim.
Correct. This is what makes this case unique in medical history. The donor was a woman named Marta. Marta suffered from a severe, incurable genetic disease. In Spain, euthanasia or assisted dying is legal under very specific regulations. Marta decided she wanted to end her suffering on her own terms. But she had one final wish. She wanted to donate her organs, including her face, to someone who could still use them.
That is so profound. It's a mix of sadness and incredible altruism. Usually, transplants happen in a rush after a sudden tragedy. But here, they had time?
Exactly. Because it was a planned procedure, the surgical team had weeks to prepare. They used 3D imaging to map Marta's face and Carme's skull. They practiced the surgery on digital models. When the day came, it took a team of over 50 professionals and 12 hours of surgery to transplant the skin, the fat, the nerves, and even parts of the jawbone.
I have to ask the question everyone is thinking. Does Carme look like Marta now? If Marta's family saw Carme on the street, would they see their daughter?
The doctors were very clear about this. The answer is no. Think of it like a house. If you take the wallpaper and the windows from one house and put them on a completely different frame, the house looks new, but it doesn't look like the original. Carmen has her own bone structure, her own eyes, and her own expressions. She says she doesn't feel like a stranger. She feels like she's finally returned to herself.
That's beautiful. It really makes you think about what makes an identity. Is it your skin, or is it the way you use that skin to smile? What do you guys think? If you were in Karmsey's position, would you feel comfortable wearing someone else's face? Let us know in the comments.
All right, moving from the operating room to the high seas. Daniel, you're a runner. Do you use fitness trackers?
Oh, absolutely. If it's not on Strava, did the run even happen? I love seeing my pace, my heart rate, and, I'll admit it, I love the kudos from my friends.
Well, that exact desire for kudos just caused a massive national security headache in France. There is an aircraft carrier called the Charles de Gaulle. It's the pride of the French Navy, and during times of international tension, its location is a top-secret state mystery.
Let me guess. Someone forgot to turn off their GPS?
Worse, a sailor on board decided to keep up with his training while the ship was deployed. He went for a run on the deck, around and around the flight deck. He tracked a 7-kilometer run on the Strava app.
Oh no.
Oh, yes. Because his profile was set to public, the app automatically uploaded his path to the global heat map. Suddenly, anyone with an internet connection could see a bright orange circle of running data in the middle of a coordinate where no ship was supposed to be. It was literally a digital breadcrumb leading straight to France's most important warship.
That is a massive blunder. I mean, we're talking about 2026. We have satellite stealth technology, multi-billion-dollar jamming systems, and it's all defeated by a guy wanting to track his 5-minute per kilometer pace?
It's a perfect example of how our digital lives bleed into our physical reality. The French Ministry of Defense had to issue a frantic statement, and now there's a total ban on wearable tech for sailors on sensitive missions. It just goes to show, in the modern world, privacy isn't just a personal choice. It's a matter of global security.
Note to self, if I ever become a secret agent, I'm going back to using a stopwatch and a paper map.
Speaking of global security, let's follow the money. We need to talk about the petrodollar. This sounds like a boring economics topic, but trust me, it's why your groceries are more expensive this year.
I've been hearing this term de-dollarization a lot lately. Break it down for us, Emma. Why does the US dollar rule the world?
For about 50 years, there was an unwritten rule. If you want to buy oil, you pay in dollars. Since every country needs oil, every country needs to hold a lot of US dollars in their banks. This gives the United States massive influence over the global economy.
But the reign of the dollar is being challenged now, right?
Exactly. Iran and China have signed a massive 25-year strategic partnership. And just last week, Iran announced that any ship passing through the Strait of Hormuz, a tiny water passage where 20% of the world's oil flows, must now settle trade in Chinese yuan or local currencies. They are explicitly dumping the dollar.
So, the petrodollar is becoming the Petroyuan?
In some regions, yes, this is a huge shift. If countries don't need dollars to buy oil anymore, the value of the dollar could drop. This is why we see high inflation and tension between Washington and Tehran. It's not just a war of weapons, it's a war of ledgers.
It's fascinating and a little scary. It feels like the map of the world is being redrawn in real time.
Okay, let's lighten the mood before we get to the big music news. Let's go to Mexico City. Daniel, how much did you pay for a water bottle the last time you went to a concert?
Oh, it was ridiculous. I think I paid $10 for a lukewarm bottle of water. I felt like I was being robbed in broad daylight.
Well, a politician in Mexico City agrees with you. She has proposed the Tupperware Law. Basically, it would force music festivals and massive events to allow fans to bring their own food in reusable containers.
Wait, so I can bring a full plastic bin of homemade enchiladas to see a DJ?
That's the idea. She argues that festival food is a monopoly that exploits young people. She also wants to mandate free water stations at every event.
I'm 100% behind the free water. That's a safety issue. But the Tupperware? Emma, have you ever been in a mosh pit? Imagine 1,000 people jumping around with plastic containers of rice and beans. It would be a disaster.
The festival organizers are fighting back hard. They say they'll lose all their profit and that checking every single Tupperware container for hidden items would make security lines 5 hours long.
It's a classic debate between consumer rights and business profits. Personally, I'd love to save money, but I don't want to get hit in the face with a flying meatball during my favorite song.
All right, Daniel, I can see you're practically vibrating in your seat. I won't make you wait any longer. Tell the people the news.
Okay, everyone, Army, it's happening. BTS is back.
There it is, the official announcement.
I'm not kidding. I have goosebumps. Since 2022, we've been waiting. We watched them go into the military one by one. We've had the solo albums, which were great, don't get me wrong, but there is nothing like the Bangtan 7 together. This morning, Hawaii officially announced the Eternal Chapter World Tour for late 2026.
The numbers are already insane. I saw that the teaser video broke the record for the most watched premiere in YouTube history.
75 million views in under an hour, Emma. It's not just music, it's a cultural phenomenon. They are the first group in history to fully pause at the height of their fame, serve their country, and come back even stronger.
I have to ask, as a fan, what does this comeback mean to you? Why is the English learning community so obsessed with K-pop?
That's a great question. Honestly, so many people I know started learning English because of BTS. They wanted to understand the interviews, the lyrics, and connect with other fans globally. BTS uses a mix of Korean and English that makes the language feel accessible and emotional. It's about loving yourself, right?
Well, I hope you have your credit card ready because I heard the ticket queue already has 4 million people in it.
I have 3 laptops open, Emma. If I disappear mid-sentence, you know why.
Haha, good luck, Daniel. But before we go, we do have to mention one serious health update for our listeners in the UK. There has been a confirmed outbreak of meningitis strain B in a university district. It's been linked to a popular student nightclub.
This is a heavy way to end, but it's important. Meningitis is an inflammation of the brain lining. It spreads through close contact, which in a college town means sharing drinks, vapes, or kissing.
If you're in the UK and you feel a sudden high fever, a stiff neck, or a rash that doesn't disappear when you press a glass against it, please go to the hospital immediately. 2 students have already passed away.
It's a reminder that even in a world of 3D printed faces and global tours, we have to look out for one another.
Well said. We've covered a lot today, from the courage of Carmen in Spain to the return of BTS. This is why we love this show. It's as diverse as the English language itself.
Thank you for hanging out with us. Check the show notes for the vocabulary list and some practice questions.
See you tomorrow for more daily news in English.
Bora, hey, goodbye.